Welcome back to another edition of the Prospect Profile, a mini-series we do here within the Reds franchise, where we go over top prospects from AA Chattanooga up to AAA Louisville. Last time we were in AAA to go over left-handed pitching prospect Stuart Bradshaw, and now we're going to be going back down to AA Chattanooga to take a look at infielder Trey Sweeney. Sweeney is a 24-year-old infielder, like I said, main shortstop, can also play third and second base, bats left-handed, throws right-handed, he's a sinister left-hander, and he stands 6 feet 4 inches tall and weighs in 200 pounds. Definitely not an old-school shortstop, definitely more of the modern type where they are bigger and stronger than ever. And Sweeney was actually the first-round pick of the New York Yankees, 20th overall in the 2021 draft out of Eastern Illinois University, and he was acquired by us at the 2023 trade deadline in a deal for Luis Castillo. While a member of the Panthers of Eastern Illinois, he did win 2021's Ohio Valley Conference Player of the Year, and that led to him being a first-round pick. Eastern Illinois is not a school with a lot of baseball pedigree. Not a lot of guys coming to that program going to the big leagues. If you look at their page on Baseball Reference, really not a lot of players on there. Some guys you may have heard of if you're a real sicko and you know a lot of really deep minor league players. And then there's a couple guys on there who are if you're 50 years old, they were playing when you were a kid. But the reason Eastern Illinois may be familiar to you is because of the football side of things. They have had Tony Romo and Jimmy Garoppolo come through there, as well as Sean Payton. Also, it's worth noting that Sweeney grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, so when he does eventually play in AAA for us, he will be playing in his hometown. But as of right now, Trey Sweeney is sitting at a 72 overall B potential, and he's in a bit of a weird spot right now in his development. Hasn't really performed well at all in AA for us in the 3 seasons he's been down in AA for us. If we take a look at his stats, this season, still very early on, only 73 ABs, but still only a 6.78 OPS, while in 2024, last season in AA, put up a 6.76 OPS and 402 ABs, and then his first season with our organization was 2023, with a 7.26 OPS and 416 ABs. That season was actually split between our organization and the Yankees organization, obviously. And if you take a look at Sweeney's ratings, he's definitely more suited to be a platoon player. He's got 58 and 56 contact and power against right-handed pitching, while it's a 45-49 split against left-handed pitching. Not a huge difference between the two, but definitely enough to say that he probably won't ever be a good bat against lefties. He's also just got very average plate skills across the board. A lot of average hitting ratings for him. He's got 53 vision, 54 discipline. I've definitely noticed over the years that the players who either get made now with the base roster, that some of the actual real prospects are in, also with OSFM, that their prospects tend to be very average across the board, just different levels of average. Like a guy like Sweeney, who was a first-round pick, will start off with very 52 flat ratings across the board with the hitting. Well, maybe he's someone who's a C potential, will start off with a high 40s or mid 40s across the board. So what ends up happening is these guys who start off with ratings like this, if they have one bad season, they're already behind the ball. They don't really improve much, while you're getting guys in your organization just 1 season into it who you can draft who are already better. I mean, we drafted Johnny Fagan in year 1, and he was a 4th-round pick, and he has 80 grade contact across the board. So what ends up happening with guys like this is they kind of just get outclassed, and that's also why I tend not to give up on these guys normally when you would. If he's 28 years old, he'll still be developing if he's not up to his potential rating, which is probably in the mid-80s. And maybe by the time he's 26, 27, he's actually a legitimate guy that we can look at and be hey, this guy's got pretty good ratings. And that's why I tend not to give up on guys when they're 25 in AA. But anyways, on the defensive side of things, he is a very solid defender, 72 fielding, 68 reaction with a 72 arm strength and 69 arm accuracy. Very solid across the board for that. Definitely not Taylor Walls on defense, but he can definitely hold his own at the shortstop, second base, and third base positions that he can play. He's got 64 speed too, which is a little bit speedy, but he's not really a stolen base threat, as he only has 28 steal and 26 base running aggression. And as far as Sweeney's future goes, he is going to be 25 next season, but like I said, I don't really give up on these guys that soon. Maybe he ends up getting taken in the Rule 5 draft if I don't add him in that, or if I don't trade him at some point. And he's probably going to be in AAA at some point this season, just to kind of change things up, open up spots at AA for somebody else, and then have him just play at a different level. Maybe, who knows, he figures things out. I highly doubt. I'm pretty sure there's not some sort of mechanic, some sort of wrinkle in development in this game like there is an OTP, where a guy will kind of get bored with a level. He's just kind of pissed that he's at a level that he thinks he shouldn't be at, and sometimes guys will underperform an OTP because they think they're too good for that level, and you call them up and they're immediately just all of a sudden better. But like I said, highly doubt there's something like that in this game. But even with that being said, probably still going to end up in AAA at some point this season just to change things up. And since we do have Taylor Walls, J.P. Crawford, and Ellie De La Cruz pretty firmly entrenched as the shortstop, second base, and third base at the major league level, really Trey Sweeney's only path to the major leagues with us is being a backup, or hoping that one of those guys gets injured and maybe he takes over and actually does something well. But I definitely wouldn't mind him being the main backup infielder for us. You can always use a player like that, and having a guy with Trey Sweeney's ratings as that player is definitely no slouch. But with that being said, that will wrap things up here for this edition of the Prospect Profile here in the Reds franchise at MLB The Show 22. This was infielder Trey Sweeney. I've been your host, Jerseyborn, and I'm saying, Viagra Boys album, it's good, listen to it.